Good morning, students. Today's topic is industries. Now, most of the things of your daily use are not consumed by you in its raw form, but it's being processed for your convenient use. For example, cotton. It is first gained, spun, and woven in the factories and then made available for your use. Similarly, the pages of your books are processed from wood and then made available to you. So all such processes which involve conversion of natural resources into finished products with the help of machineries for the convenient use of human beings is known as manufacturing. So a manufacturing industry involves all these processes of conversion of raw materials into finished products with the help of heavy machineries, lot of capital, power supply and human skill. So I hope now you understand what is meant by industries. Now, what is the need for industries? It is a proven fact that those countries which have a stronger base of industries have witnessed greater economic growth. An economy cannot develop on its agriculture alone. Greater industrialization leads to greater production, greater employment opportunities, higher wages, and hence better standard of living and higher national income. That's the reason after independence also much emphasis was laid on industrialization in the first and second 5-year plans. Now we'll see the factors that affect location of industries. There are two main factors, geographical and non-geographical factors. Let's start with geographical factors. The first geographical factor is availability of raw materials. We'll see how it affects location of industries. Industries tend to set up near the close vicinity of their availability of raw materials as it is more convenient, as it saves a lot of time and cost of transportation. For example, if you see sugar industry, you see the regions which are shown in green are the major sugarcane producing states of India. And the sugar industries also are seen in this belt only, in close vicinity of their raw materials. So I think it's clear now. Another will see iron and steel industry. It is also found in close vicinity of availability of raw materials. For example, you take Tata Iron and Steel Industry as it gets its major raw materials like iron ore, limestone, dolomite, manganese, etc. from the Singhbum region of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Odisha. Then coal from Jharia coalfield. Next is water supply. All industries need good amount of water supply, so they are found in close uh, vicinity of source of water supply. For example, again you see Tata Steel Works is found in Jamshedpur, which is at the confluence of rivers Subarnrekha and Kharkai. Now, availability of power supply. All modern industries, they need power supply, whether thermal or hydroelectric, for the smooth running of their modern machineries. So, for example, again, Tata Steel Industry in Jamshedpur. Next is transport. In the modern world, it is a good transport network is necessary for the movement of raw materials as well as finished products to the market. So, all major industries locate near good railway networks or navigable waterways. The port cities of Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai have seen a good development of heavy industries in its hinterland because of good railway network. Meaning of hinterland is the area around a port region to which it serves both in imports and exports. Next is survey of market and demand. The whole process of manufacturing will go in vain if it doesn't have a good market. For example, you take woolen industry. It its demand will be more in north of India, where we see severe winters, compared to the southern India, where there is practically no winter season. So a woolen industry will not flourish over there. Also, nearness to market saves lot of time and cost of transportation. Next is availability of labor. Industries tend to set up where their easy availability of labor is there. Next we have climate. Climate plays an important role, as certain crops may be specific to certain climatic regions. So industries set up in those particular climatic regions. Another example you take of cotton, like cotton thread tends to break in dry season, dry climatic conditions. So Maharashtra serves a good center for cotton textile industry, as its hot and humid climate uh, is very favorable for cotton industry. Those were the geographical factors. Now come to non-geographical factors. First of all, we have capital. What is capital? It is wealth in the form of money or other assets. So huge investment is required in setting up of industries, and major capitalists and financiers are found in big cities, so industries tend to set up there. Next is efficient and enterprising organization and management. A good management is needed for the smooth running of industries, to tackle the problems of laborers and to avoid strikes and lockouts. Also, technical know-how is included in this. Next is banking and credit facilities. Good banking and credit facilities leads to better smooth running of industries. What is credit? It is the power of consumer to buy things before the payment. So banking and credit facilities are vital for setting up of industries. Lastly, role of government. Government plays an important role in setting up of and location of industries, as it may give several incentives for location of industries in backward regions for its development, or it may put restrictions on licenses of certain industries which do not follow the norms of government on the parameters of environmental pollution or inconvenience to the local residents uh, in the form of health hazards, etc. So these were the geographical and non-geographical factors of location of industries. So that's all for today.